Yeah, thank you, Chairman Casey. Uh, my question here in a moment is going to be related to not building wealth in the sense of retirement plans and so forth. It's going to be preserving wealth. And being a business owner, I found it easier to put together, especially when you get to a certain size, good retirement plans. The real wrestling match and the depleter of wealth in many cases is your wrestling match you have with the healthcare system. My question is for Mr. Icofano in the sense that I know he used the concept of pooling, allowing smaller businesses and entities pool together to get some of the benefits that you get in any case where you align forces, you kind of increase your bargaining power. I'm concerned that whatever you do there as you're running a company, you still have the biggest challenge for your company and your employees, and it's our broken healthcare system. 13 years ago, I took it on when I had 300 employees, just large enough to where you didn't need to pool to get the benefits that were largely not there for companies my size. I'm interested in seeing what your issues have been with healthcare because I think it's very analogous, and I think it is the biggest depleter of wealth because of the costs and the fact that in my case, I was able to freeze healthcare costs, make my employees engaged consumers focusing on avoiding the system, paying for 100% of wellness, but getting them to be in unison with me to take on a challenge that now has, unlike many other companies, become something that is not as dominating as it used to be. Mr. Icofano, I'd be interested to hear your challenges with healthcare. Do you think pooling and associating by being able to team up with other companies your size would be a beneficial tool? The healthcare industry makes it tough to do. Let me know your thoughts on healthcare as being analogous to what you did with retirement.
Thank you, Senator Braun. This is, I don't know that we have enough time for this discussion. Every year, it is a challenge for me to just keep my health care. I don't have enough participation, yet we pay approximately over 76% of the healthcare costs for our team members. Every year I have to increase the cost, the deductibles, and everything and the cost of the healthcare goes up. So the deductibles go up, the healthcare goes up. I try to take on more of the burden, and I cannot get the importance of healthcare. The education of the importance of healthcare is very difficult as well, for employees to understand, especially depending on the age, whether somebody needs healthcare. To do a pooled employer plan would be unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I'm from Cleveland originally, and when my father was a small business owner, Cleveland had something like that. We only had 3 or 4 employees, but we benefited at the time. I can't remember the name of it, but I know we benefited at the time from that pooled employer healthcare plan that was provided. It was some type of business group that was together. So that would be unbelievable. And every year I am sweating whether or not we're going to be able to even provide insurance for our team. Sorry.
So for you and anyone else listening out there today, I've dropped a bill called the Fair Care Act, which is the most comprehensive approach to what you could do here in the federal government to make it consumer driven, embrace transparency, embrace competition. The industry runs like an unregulated utility in that they disguise themselves as being free enterprise with none of the characteristics. Um, I think that we need to pay attention to that because regardless of what you do on retirement and keeping your bottom line healthy, it's like a tapeworm on your business. And I think Warren Buffett coined that term. So I'd be happy to re-engage with you where we have more time. Anyone else listening out there, get a hold of my office if you want to see what we can do through the federal government. And sadly, the clout of pharma, of hospitals, providers, and insurance is so heavy that most Democrats who bring healthcare as the most important issue there run into issues where they're not willing to reform the industry before they want more government involved with it. I think you need to do the reform first before you tackle how government gets more involved with it. And for you and any other small businesses out there, reach out to our office. I'll share with you what I did in my own company to keep healthcare costs flat and to where my employees are healthier and spend less on healthcare now than they did 13 years ago. I think my time is up, and that's a lot to digest. Thanks for taking the question. Let's re-engage down the road.